Gentlemen, let me ask you something. What if tomorrow morning you woke up feeling 20 years younger? What if you opened your eyes, stretched, and noticed that same natural firmness you thought was gone for good, without swallowing a single pill, without pumps, and without putting yourself through risky procedures? Stay with me, because today you're going to discover something that has been quietly overlooked, and it may just be the missing link to bringing back your body's own natural morning power. I'm Dr. Noelia Carvión, a urologist who has spent over a decade helping men restore their vitality and confidence. And in this video for Senior Health Booster, I'm going to walk you through 3 precise pressure points. Yes, actual spots on your manhood and surrounding area that can help reactivate your body's built-in erection mechanism. These techniques take only a few minutes, and with consistent practice, they can dramatically improve circulation, relax the right muscles, and reawaken nerve responsiveness. Now, before I show you where and how to stimulate these points, you need to understand why this works. Because when you know the science behind it, you'll realize this isn't some gimmick. You're not just pressing on skin, you're engaging one of the most powerful systems your body has. Here's the truth. Erections are never random. They are the result of a finely tuned collaboration between your brain, your spinal cord, your nerves, your blood vessels, and your muscles. It begins with electrical signals, tiny lightning-fast messages that travel from your brain or sensory nerves straight into the erectile tissue. Those signals tell smooth muscles in the penis to relax, which allows blood to surge in and expand the spongy chambers called the corpora cavernosa. As they fill, veins that normally drain blood get compressed, locking that blood inside and creating firmness. But here's the challenge. After 50 or 60, the system doesn't run as smoothly. Blood vessels in the pelvic region lose elasticity. Years of wear, mild inflammation, or conditions like high blood pressure make them stiffer, restricting blood flow. At the same time, nerves don't fire as quickly or as strongly as they once did. This 1-2 punch, sluggish circulation, and weakened nerve signals is the primary reason why those natural morning erections begin to fade. That's exactly where pressure point stimulation comes in. By pressing or massaging specific points, you activate sensitive nerve endings that feed directly into reflex pathways controlling erections. Think of it like flipping a switch. Those signals don't stay local. They reach the pelvic nerve plexus and even the sacral region of your spinal cord, home to the body's erection center. This sparks a powerful chain reaction. The nervous system instructs smooth muscles to relax, arteries to expand, and blood to flow freely. And there's more. Certain pressure points also target your pelvic floor muscles, the supportive hammock of muscle that holds firmness and controls ejaculation. When these muscles become stronger and more responsive, maintaining an erection becomes far easier. So, if you've been missing that automatic morning rise, don't worry, it's not gone forever. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where these pressure points are, how to stimulate them safely, and how often to use them for noticeable results. Once you understand this, you'll see why pressure point work is so powerful. It doesn't just give you a temporary spark, it can create lasting improvements. The effects are really twofold. First, it helps trigger erections more easily by sending those nerve and blood flow signals directly. Second, it helps you hold on to them longer by reinforcing the muscles and tissues that keep everything firm. Think of it this way. With age, your erection system is like a computer running too many background programs. It lags, it stutters, it doesn't respond as fast. By stimulating the right spots, you're essentially hitting reset, clearing out the slowdown, refreshing the signal, and allowing all the hardware and software of your body to work together again smoothly. And here's the best part. With regular practice, this type of hands-on work doesn't just help in the moment. It retrains your erectile reflexes, improves the flexibility of your blood vessels, and even enhances nerve sensitivity over time. In other words, the more consistent you are, the stronger and more reliable your body becomes at producing natural erections. Let's start with the first key point, the base groove. This is one of the most overlooked yet powerful spots on the male body. It sits right at the root of your manhood, where the shaft meets the pubic area. To locate it, simply run your fingers along the underside of the shaft toward your body. You'll notice a slight dip, almost like a natural hinge where the erectile tissue connects with the deeper structures anchored in your pelvis. This area may feel a little different than the rest of the shaft, slightly firmer, denser, or more textured. That's no accident. Beneath the surface lies a crucial crossroad, a cluster of sensory nerve endings, including branches of the dorsal nerve of the penis, as well as key blood vessels that feed directly into the erectile chambers. In short, this is a control hub where your nervous system and circulatory system meet. When you stimulate the base groove, you're sending a double signal. First, you're telling your blood vessels, open up and let the flow increase. Second, you're nudging your nerves to wake up and fire more efficiently. The result? Better communication between your brain, your spinal cord, and your manhood. Exactly what you want for stronger, faster, more natural erections. Here's how to do it. Place your thumb gently over the base groove while your fingers cradle the shaft for support. Apply moderate pressure, firm enough to engage the tissue beneath your thumb, but never to the point of discomfort. Then, make slow circular motions, letting the warmth of your touch spread through the area. As you go, you can gradually increase the firmness, especially if you notice the tissue beginning to soften or release tension. You may feel warmth, a subtle tingling, or even a gentle fullness beginning to build. These are good signs, your body's way of confirming that circulation is improving and the erectile tissue is waking up. If you don't notice much at first, don't be discouraged. Sensitivity builds over time. Daily consistency is what makes the difference. For best results, practice this routine once a day in the morning, ideally before getting out of bed when your body is naturally calm. Another excellent time is during a warm shower, as heat relaxes the tissues and enhances blood flow. Done regularly, this simple technique can be the first step toward retraining your erection system and restoring that morning confidence you've been missing. Over the course of a few weeks, this simple but precise practice can start to retrain your erectile reflexes, helping restore those dependable morning erections you thought were gone for good. And that's just the beginning, because the next pressure point takes things even deeper. The second point we're focusing on isn't on the shaft itself at all. Instead, it's in a slightly hidden, often neglected area known as the perineum. This is the soft, springy patch of tissue located between the scrotum and the anus. Most men hardly give it a second thought, but when it comes to erection strength and control, it's an absolute powerhouse. Why? Because it sits directly over the bulbospongiosus muscle, one of the key players in your pelvic floor. This muscle is responsible for trapping blood inside the penis once you're aroused. You can think of it like a natural clamp that keeps blood from leaking out too soon, giving you the staying power you need. But here's the catch. As the years go by, this muscle weakens if it's not actively engaged. That's one of the reasons erections can feel less firm and harder to maintain. By applying targeted pressure and massage to the perineal spot, you reflexively activate this muscle, essentially giving it a workout without having to do a full set of Kegels. Here's how you find it. Either sit in a comfortable chair or lie back with your knees slightly apart. Using 2 fingers, your index and middle tend to work best. Press gently but firmly into the center of the perineum. You don't want to push so hard that you cause pain, but firm enough that you feel the muscle respond beneath your touch. From there, make slow, deliberate circles, keeping your motion steady and centered in that sweet spot. As you work, you might notice subtle sensations starting to build, maybe a gentle warmth radiating toward your manhood or a faint pulsing as circulation improves. That's your pelvic muscles waking up, blood flow increasing, and your reflexes sharpening. Spend 2 to 3 minutes here, maintaining a calm and steady rhythm. For even better results, pair this with light pelvic floor exercises, like simple Kegel contractions, either before or after your massage. Together, they reinforce one another, helping this muscle grow stronger and making your erections feel fuller, more responsive, and more reliable over time. The perineum may be out of sight, but when it comes to restoring morning vitality, it should never be out of mind. Now let's move to the third and final point, and this one is located at one of the most sensitive regions of the male anatomy, the glans. More specifically, we're targeting the ridge-like ring where the glans meets the shaft, called the corona. This spot is packed with a dense network of sensory nerve endings. These nerves act like messengers, carrying arousal signals straight to your spinal cord's erection center. When this ridge is stimulated in the right way, with the correct balance of pressure and rhythm, it sharpens nerve responsiveness. That means your body can shift from arousal into a full erection more efficiently. It's like fine-tuning your arousal circuitry so the signal doesn't just travel, but travels fast and strong. The key here is control. Too much pressure or too much speed can overwhelm these sensitive nerves and actually have the opposite effect. Instead, you want steady, deliberate contact. Place your thumb and forefinger on either side of the corona. Gently pinch and hold for about 5 seconds, then slowly release. Repeat this pattern for about a minute, keeping your pressure firm yet comfortable. After that, switch to slow, circular motions around the entire ridge. Let your fingers glide just enough to engage the nerve endings without creating unnecessary friction. Done correctly, this will heighten sensitivity, increase nerve responsiveness, and prepare your body to respond more reliably when the moment comes. This second minute of circular work does more than just feel good. It helps wake up those sensory pathways, speeding up the transmission of signals between your manhood and your brain. Over time, consistent stimulation of the glans ridge in this moderate, rhythmic way can translate into stronger and more frequent morning erections. Many men also report an added bonus, improved sensitivity during intimacy, making arousal feel more natural and spontaneous again. But remember, this isn't about overwhelming the nerves. It's about gently reconditioning them, reminding your body how good blood flow and nerve coordination are supposed to feel. Think of it as a daily tune-up, resetting your system back toward the responsiveness you enjoyed in your younger years. Now, the real magic happens when you don't treat these points as separate tricks, but as parts of a single, intentional routine. That's when everything starts to add up. Here's the sequence I recommend to my patients for maximum benefit. Start with the base groove for about 90 seconds. Use small, steady circular motions until the area feels warm and responsive. This primes both the nerves and the blood vessels to open up. Then, move on to the perineal spot for about 2 minutes. Press and massage in slow, deliberate circles. This activates the pelvic floor and draws deeper circulation into the erectile chambers. Finally, finish with the glans ridge. Spend another 2 minutes here using the hold and release method, followed by gentle circular strokes to reawaken nerve sensitivity. Done back to back, this sequence covers every critical factor, boosting blood flow, engaging muscle support, and sharpening nerve communication. These are the 3 pillars of strong, dependable erections. Now, I want to set your expectations clearly. This is not a magic button that transforms things overnight. Your body needs time to adjust, to retrain its blood vessels, muscles, and nerves to work together in harmony again. That said, many of my patients notice encouraging changes within just 2 to 4 weeks. Maybe it starts as a stronger sense of warmth in the mornings. Maybe erections last a little longer, or perhaps you just feel a greater vitality in the pelvic region. Those are early signs your system is waking back up. For lasting results, consistency is everything. And pairing this daily pressure point routine with healthy lifestyle habits makes it even more effective. Staying well hydrated throughout the day keeps your blood volume and circulation at their best. Strengthening your pelvic floor with simple Kegel exercises adds to the firmness you'll notice from these techniques. And don't underestimate the power of good nutrition. It fuels your vascular and nervous systems so they can respond better. When these steps become part of your rhythm, the benefits multiply. The points become more responsive, circulation improves, and your body remembers how to perform the way it once did. You're creating an environment where strong, natural erections happen more easily, without drugs, without risky procedures, and completely within your control. Gentlemen, you don't have to accept weaker or fading morning erections as an unavoidable part of aging. Your body still has the ability to respond. It just needs the right stimulation and support. By working these 3 pressure points daily, you can retrain your nerves, restore circulation, and bring back that morning confidence you've been missing. If you found this helpful, make it part of your daily practice and share your progress with us here at Senior Health Booster. And always remember, your sexual health is a reflection of your overall health. Every step you take toward better circulation, stronger muscles, and healthier habits will pay off, not just in the bedroom, but in every area of your life.